Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Thursday, November 19th, 2015, around 8:14 in the evening, Billerica, Massachusetts. It's cloudy out right now, going to be some heavy-duty rain tonight and in the overnight. And first thing tomorrow morning, but it's going to try to clear up and going to be 60 if we see sun, back to normal temperatures for the weekend and next week. But there could be a warm up in the end of next week through the week after, and it could be above average temperatures. Could be another runs at 60 or 70 in December. Some news to report. TNA Wrestling is going to have a new network. They're going to have this TNA Impact on Pop beginning in January. Pop is owned by CBS Corporation. This is the fourth network TNA has been on since 2004. And the AL and NL MVP awards have been announced. The winner in the National League, unanimously, Bryce Harper, outfielder of the Washington Nationals, no surprise there. And the American League, Josh Donaldson, third baseman of the Blue Jays, no surprise there. And that's about it on the news. My third and final video blog subject of the night is the personality profile of the night. Tonight's personality profile is sports announcer for the New York Mets and the New York Islanders, Howie Rose. Howie Rose has been an icon of New York sports for over 30 years. And Howie was born and he grew up in Brooklyn, New York area, Queens. He is of Jewish descent, and when Howie was younger, he was a big fan of the New York Mets. He usually went to Shea Stadium a lot to see the Mets play. He went to Queens College and graduated from there in 1977. He started his broadcasting career in the mid-1970s on Sports Phone, which was back then you could call up for sports scores and the latest sports news on Sports Phone. It was a service. Howie was on there for a few years. Then he worked for WHN Radio in New York as sports director and sports caster for about 6 years and stuff. He also started play-by-play of calling indoor soccer and lacrosse on the radio. Then he moved to CBS Radio in 1984 as a sports reporter and stuff. And in 1985, Howie Rose joined the MSG network. At first, he was a Rangers substitute announcer for the games on television and radio. In 1989, Howie became the full-time broadcaster of the New York Rangers on the radio for about 6 years. He was famous for saying "Mato, Mato, Mato" in 1994 in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Also, Howie did some work for NHL radio calling All-Star games in the Stanley Cup Finals. Also, Howie worked for WFAN in New York Sports Radio 66 for a few years as the first primetime host on WFAN and stuff. And in 1995, Howie became the TV announcer of the New York Islanders on Sports Channel, which that evolved into Fox Sports New York. Now it's MSG Plus. He's been with the Islanders ever since as the TV announcer. And he's actually did some work for Fox Sports for the NHL games when they had the broadcast rights in the 1990s and stuff. And also in 1995, Howie became the play-by-play announcer of the New York Mets on the radio and stuff, because that probably was a dream come true for Howie, because he was a big Mets fan, and he's been the radio voice of the New York Mets since 1995, and once in a while he does television games for the New York Mets. He did a few on MSG Network and Fox Sports New York, and he did a few for like SNY in 2006 stuff. And his famous quotes is put it in the books, usually for a Mets win, and the game is over. He would always say that when the Mets lose and stuff. And he's also been MC, Master of Ceremonies, for special events for the New York Mets, like for the 20th anniversary reunion of the 1986 World Series team, or Ralph Kiner Day at Citi Field in 2009 to honor Ralph Kiner, who was a longtime voice of the New York Mets, and other special events and stuff. And Howie has wrote a few books about the New York Mets, which are pretty good and stuff. And since 2012, Howie Lowe's partner is Josh Lewin, and he's a great announcer. Howie Lowe's very, very enthusiastic for the New York Mets and stuff, and a couple of times he's done regional games for Fox Sports. Usually when the Mets are playing on Fox, he usually does those games and stuff like that. And Howie should be nominated one of these years for the Ford Frick Award for Broadcasting Excellence, and also for the Forrest H. Hewitt Memorial Award for excellence in broadcasting for hockey and stuff. And that's about it on Howie Rose. That's about it on these Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter video blogs for the night. Tomorrow, you're going to get 3 more. First video blog will be about the top 10 sports stars to ever wear the number 15. And the second video blog will be about my review of WWE Survivor Series 1991 from Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan, the Gravest Challenge, Hulk Hogan defending the WWE title against The Undertaker. And the third and final video blog of the night will be about New York Mets announcer and San Diego Chargers announcer Josh Lewin. Like I always say, keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Button guy. Molly Rosenblatt of Fox 35. Roxanne has nice legs. Elizabeth Hart rocks as well. And in the words of Dickie Aykroyd, unit director of the Boys and Girls Club of Greater America, the more, the merrier. Good night. See you tomorrow.